Okay. First I will introduce you in Chinese. So everybody know more about the background. 今天呢，欢迎大家啊，欢迎大家。今天人不多啊，今天是周四的晚上9点。欢迎大家来 Chia in China AMA。然后今天我们非常有幸邀请到了 Andrea。他的这个 Twitter 名字是 Acevail Discord 的名字也是啊。然后他呢是非常棒的一个 Chia 生态开发者。我们已经知道的，他在这个 Mint Garden 就是他开发的。Mint Garden 呢也是Chia最主要的一个 NFT 市场和一个信息展示的一个平台。那么 Mint Garden 呢，做了很长时间了也是最主要的一个 NFT 的一个交易的场所。基本上所有的其他的 NFT 项目都在这个 Mint Garden 上，你都能找得到。那在 Mint Garden 呢，不光是有展示、买卖，你还可以直接在上面发布、铸造这个 NFT，而且它增加了很多很多的功能，新的功能在上面啊。那么包括其他人稍微静一下音，好吧？
嗯，
我静一下音啊。
好的。
你们
Strawberry 草莓。
你们能不能静一下音呢？天空蓝，好，那在这个 Mint Garden 上呢，已经可以实现就是 single 或者是barcode，就是单独的铸造或者是批量的铸造这个 NFT。现在呢，它也新开发出来一种新的功能，就是一边铸造一边销售的这种模式啊。就是咱们以前的那个 NFT 项目呢，都会一口气把这个 NFT 都给铸造出来。但是呢，这样的一种情况呢，对项目方来讲不是太便利，需要这个，因为你不知道这个市场有多大，对吧？你铸造是1000个还是2000个，然后再去销售。那么现在呢，你可以一边销售一边铸造，这样的话就大大减轻了这个铸造前期的工作量啊，也减轻了这个网络的拥堵啊，这是一个Mint Garden 这个是他开发的。第二个东西呢，就是那个 XCH Pay Me 这个是很棒的一个，就是把起亚的支付和这个咱们零售业像 Shopify 或者是e-commerce 这种零售业结合起来的这个一个接口。那么也就是你可以实现用起亚的这个代币直接购物的这种模式。那么很有幸呢，我们的这个河马道开发的这个XCH Store 就是跟他合作的，可以直接用XCH 来购买实体产品啊。那么最近呢，这个 Andrew 他又开发了这个也是今天我们后边的2个主题啊，就是一个是这个Secure the Mint 就是刚才提到的，就是一边销售一边铸造的这种模式 Secure the Mint 这个呢是Mint Garden 里边结合的一个功能这个功能我认为对我们后期的这个玩法会有很多的帮助包括现在它在里边也有这个 Fusion 和 Diffusion 这两种模式最后呢就是它的开发面很广不限于 NFT， 也不限于支付现在又搞了一个 Passkey 的这个钱包。那么这个钱包呢，实际上如果很多人可能不太懂这个 Passkey 是一种就是能够提高我们 Web3 这个钱包体验的一种方式可以跨平台不需要去记这个助记词可以跟这个 Google Web 就是苹果就是跟这个Web 页面吧，你就可以用传统的方式进入到 Web3 这个领域所以这都是Andrew 之前搞的这些东西可以看得出来他是非常活跃的一个开发者，所以今天我们也很有幸把他邀请过来，请他讲一讲这个2个东西，一个就是 Secure the Mint 第二个呢就是讲一下这个 Passkey 啊。那么在这个里面呢，如果大家有什么问题呢，等他讲完了以后，可以在这个会上我们可以提问。OK。Okay, that's all. I introduced. I don't think
Thank
you
you.
understand, but you can learn some words that's the background. So let's start from what we start. Maybe secure the mint or
Yes, let's start with this.
okay.
So we can start with some background of why it is interesting to have, and then we can go into a demo.
Okay.
Do you want to have breaks for translation, or how do you prefer to do it?
I will translate later. You
Okay.
just go ahead and go through, and I will translate by description later.
Yes. So just
it's easier.
Very good. Okay, let me share my screen. Maybe you have to allow it. I think you have to give me permission to share my screen.
Sure. See.
There should be a now it looks good.
Okay, you are the host.
You made me host. I think you can do it like this, and then I give you the host back.
Yes.
Cost. Now I can share. Very good. Okay. Like this. All right. So let's talk about Secure the Mint. Before we talk about that, I think you introduced Mint Garden already, an NFT marketplace for Chia NFTs, and not just a marketplace, but also a solution to create NFTs, to create one NFT or a lot of NFT, depending on what you want to do. And one thing that we have recently launched is the option to mint NFTs on the website. So not just in the Mint Garden Studio application that we've been using for the last year or so, but also mint NFTs directly on the website using the Gobi wallet. And that's something that I care a lot about because it makes it way easier for people to get started with minting on Chia, because downloading an application and setting it all up is a lot of work, and this way it is way easier. And one big problem about the web minting on Chia is that, especially for large collections, let's start differently. Let's look into how minting a Chia NFT works on in general, and then why that is a problem for web minting and how to solve it. So all in all, what an NFT is, in essence, is what we call a singleton. A singleton is a coin that makes sure there's only one of its kind. So similar to an NFT, a non-fungible token, a thing that is not fungible. The singleton also makes sure that it's one thing and one thing only, and cannot split into multiple things, and can also not be merged together or destroyed. And in order to create a singleton, you have to have some XCH coin, and you spend it in a way, you create what we call a launcher coin that then starts the life of the singleton and makes sure that it stays a singleton for its lifetime. And this is important because in Chia, everything is a coin, and every coin can only be spent once. So it can only be used once. So in order to have something that you can use, but also lives longer than a single interaction, you need to have a chain of things, a chain of coins that belong together, and that's what the singleton is. So an NFT is basically that, but also a little bit more. There's also a lot of other stuff going on, which makes sure that you can store information inside, like you can point to an image. You can also store ownership information inside. You can link it to a decentralized identity, like your on-chain identity. And with that, you can prove both that you are the creator or that you are the owner of the NFT. And there are also other parts like royalty enforcement, so making sure that it is possible to, or on each trade, the original creator will get a part of the trade price paid directly to them, and you cannot circumvent that since it's baked into the NFT itself. But in general, it is a singleton, and so you also have this concept of having a launcher coin that starts the life of the NFT, and then it stays an NFT in the future. So yeah, we already talked about offers and how they make it possible for you to trade NFTs. Now let's look at the minting of NFTs. If you create a new NFT, as I said, you spend some XCH, create a launcher, and then this triggers the life, or this creates the life of an NFT. This is very easy from a technical perspective, since it's a very simple coin spend. However, often we want to assign the identity that I mentioned before to the NFT itself. So to basically attest that I, the creator, have really created this NFT, and I'm using my identity to prove it. And to do that, we need to have the DID, the decentralized identity, next to the new NFT, and basically link them together in the beginning. So when creating the NFT, the creator says, I create this NFT and I link my identity to it. This way they are locked together, and anybody looking at the NFT will see this has been created by this identity, by this creator. And this is a very important concept for us in Chia and in the Chia NFT ecosystem, because it sets us apart from what other ecosystems do, where you basically just look at the address creating the NFT, and this is very limited. When you only look at the address, you can basically, you can assign a name or something to an address off-chain, so on an Explorer or something, or you can use things like the ENS, the name service services, to assign a name to that. But the DID is way more flexible. You can transfer it between wallets. You can use it for different things. You can store information of who this identity represents on the blockchain. And so there's a lot of potential there of why you want to use it. If you want to create more than one NFT, this would be a lot of effort, because for every NFT, you also have to spend your identity coin. And so this is something that you cannot parallelize. So you cannot create multiple NFTs in the single block, because the DID can only, it could be spent multiple times, but then you have to wait for the other mint to finish before you can mint the new one. And so this is not something that will work for a lot of NFTs. So the community came up with what we call a bulk mint, which is I create a lot of NFTs in a single block and assign my identity to them only once. So basically by having them as a parent of the coin. And this way we can create up to 25 NFTs per block, and only need to spend the identity once. This already speeds up the minting a lot, but in this case, we still mint the NFTs into our own wallet. So if we want to, let's say, this is problematic because of two reasons. One is we have to mint all the NFTs before we know whether somebody will buy them. And it takes a lot of time and a lot of resources if there is a fee required. So you basically have to pay the fee to mint a lot of NFTs, even though you don't know whether somebody will buy them. So what would be very good is if we could mint an NFT as part of an offer. Remember, offers are this thing where that we use in Chia for trading, where you can specify something you're offering and specify a price, and then somebody else can take the other side of the offer and make sure that this is only executed if there's the other side paying the price. So you have an atomic exchange on the blockchain using the offer. So it would be great now if we could add the NFT creation to the offer, so that only if somebody pays for the NFT, it is actually created. And this is something we can do already. For example, the CNS, the Chia name service, does exactly that to create their name NFTs, which is brilliant because it doesn't make sense to create a name if you then don't sell it. So it only makes sense to create it if you sell it. So this works, but the problem is that it doesn't work with the DID. So this is something where we cannot attach our identity to the mint if we do it dynamically via an offer as payment. And to solve this problem, I came up with a solution which is called Secure the Mint. And I won't go too much into detail. I will mostly focus on what it enables. In this case, we can use our DID to pre-commit, so to predetermine a lot of NFTs and write them on chain, but not fully mint them. So we basically only write the information to the chain, so it cannot be changed, but we do not create the actual NFTs. And this way, we can outsource, or we can delay the mint until a later time, while still linking it to our identity and making sure that it's not possible to change how the NFT looks like, what it points to, and all that. All that is fixed, but the NFT creation hasn't happened yet. And what this allows us to do, and I'm not going to go into the details here, but what it allows us to do, it allows us to create an NFT as part of an offer while not having the identity spent as part of it. So the identity spend happens before all that. It predetermines how the NFTs will look like. Nobody can change them. Anybody can create them, but only if they pay the price and only if they use exactly the same, exactly the NFT data that you predetermined. So this allows us to now mint NFTs dynamically. We can mint them whenever somebody pays for it. And to show how this looks like, I will go to Mint Garden and show you how it works. So I will share a different screen now, a different window, this one. And we have to work on Chinese translation for this. I don't think we have one yet, but I think it would help to allow people to interact with it. So if you go to Mint Garden and then up here, there's a Mint button. And this allows you to create new NFTs. In this case, I'm connected to Gobi, so I can start right away. You can use any Gobi wallet for this. This time, I don't want to create a single NFT, but I want to create what we call editions. So basically one work and multiple copies of it. So multiple people can buy a copy of one work, but it's limited. So there's only a limited amount. First of all, I have to specify who the creator of this edition will be. In this case, that's me, or my Mint Garden profile. Then I have to say how many pieces this edition will have. And in this case, let's go with 50. And how the collection is named. In this case, I'm going with Chia in China demo stickers. This has been created at the demo event. This is just a name of the edition that we are minting. And now I have to provide an image that I want to mint. Could also be a video or whatever I want to do. In this case, I'm using a sticker of Mint Garden. And then I only have to provide, if I want to have royalties set for this NFT, and I can specify a sale price. So in this case, I'm going with a very low sale price. This is the price that people have to pay in order to create one of those NFTs. And now I'm going with Mint. It will upload the files. It will pop up my Gobi wallet. I don't think you see it because it's not shared, but it just asks me to confirm the transaction. And after the block has been created, let's go with XCH events to wait for it. So this is the spend that creates 50 NFT coins, not the NFT itself, but this is the pre-commit that I was talking about. Not going into detail of what is actually happening there, but this is basically all the NFTs that can be created in the future. They are added to the chain. So now anybody can create them via the offer. And after this has been confirmed, it will update here. I think it's still, yeah, it's in this block, so it should be detected now. Yeah, it says completed. And I can go directly to the edition here, and it's automatically refreshing this count until it reaches 50. It also shows the mint on the homepage. In this case, on the homepage, there are also other mints active that you can participate in. And after this has reached 50, it will no longer rise. And now 50 NFTs of this sticker can be minted. And in order to mint them, you go to this collection, you say request offer. In this case, it asks for a Gobi wallet. And then you can accept it just like a normal offer. Just press the take offer button. Gobi will pop up, ask you for your confirmation. And then it will pay this mint price and directly create the NFT in the same process. So if you go to XCH events again, here's the creation spend waiting in the mempool. So it waits for the next block. And after the block has been created, it will show up in my wallet as a new NFT. And it should also already show up here as pending. So this offer is waiting to be confirmed. And interesting enough, somebody else also just purchased one of the stickers and added it to the mempool. It's not the same one because there's some distribution mechanism in Mint Garden that makes sure that if you receive an offer, you have the time to actually accept it, so nobody steals it from you. All right, so here's the sticker now in the block, and we should see it here that it's confirmed. And if I go to my wallet, I also see that this sticker has been added to my collection. And if I go to the NFT itself and go back to the collection, it says that one item now exists and only 49 are to be minted. And this item now is in the list and anybody can see it. If you go to activity, you also see that this has been created and has been traded in the same time because yeah, it always happens together. So this is very exciting because now we can create NFTs only if somebody mints them. And of course, it has all the possibilities that NFTs have. So we can do, and that's just a question of user experience, user interface. We can do like collections with different images, like the big PFP collections, or you can do time-based mints where you can only mint at a certain time or until a certain date, and enforce that with GList. And you can, of course, also request other tokens. You can request other NFTs. So there's a lot of potential in this. So yeah, that's what Secure the Mint is all about and what it enables. And you can try it out today on Mint Garden, and I think we will be able to provide a translation soon, so it is easier to follow along.
Great. It's very impressive. To be honest, it's much easier than I imagined. Okay. Also, I have a scenario I'm trying to do is that you know, we have a Chia Foundation, a Chia Ecosystem Foundation in China. We will donate some XCH to the excellent projects in Chia ecosystem. But we also, at the same time, we will issue an NFT badge, NFT badge, something like it's monthly issued. For example, this month, April, we will issue to Mint Garden, and next month, May, we will issue Space Sport, Space Scan. So that NFT is kind of something like mint by the offer, but not exactly buy it. But you know what I mean. We will issue it 1 month by month. You know. Do you think that's also we can use this mint, secure the mint? I think.
Yes, very much possible. It is possible to just mint into somebody's wallet, no problem. It's just the user interface has been focused mostly on this mint by trade, just because this is very new, and you could not do that with other solutions. But yeah, we can definitely work something out for your use case too.
Okay. And another thing is, many people don't understand the DID. As I know, now you can work together with Gobi Wallet, and I know Gobi could add DID directly, right?
Correct. If you want to see it, I have created a new interface for Gobi. So if you go to Mint Garden and click this sign in button, you can connect your Gobi wallet. let me see. It's not detected. You will connect your Gobi wallet, and then you can go to My Wallet, and it will show all your NFTs, and it will show all your profiles in this tab. And this is not something you can see in the Gobi interface. But if you go to, I think it's Play Gobi app, there's a little helper application from the Gobi team. You can see that it does know about EIDs. You can create them here.
Do you know how to create this? I don't understand the parameters here. Create the ID.
It's very complicated. So I suggest you just use Mint and you just click this plus button. You say create on-chain profile. It will ask you to pay for the fee. And I'm not going to do it here because I already have a lot. But it does the same thing. It basically executes this thing. But takes care of all the questions.
Okay.
That's
easier. That's what.
If you do it here, it will also show up in this list. It's the same wallet.
Okay. That's what I want to say. That could you please integrate this thing together?
Already done. And of course, you not just want to have the DID, like you can customize it here, connect your Discord or your social media. You can upload an image to show up on Mint Garden, and you can also go to your NFTs and then move your NFTs into that profile, into that DID. You select it here, and then you say move to profile, which also asks for Gobi.
You have updated so much already than before.
Yeah, I think it's very important because the Chia client, the Chia wallet has a lot of problems with usability because it gets slow and it's hard to use. And so I wanted to have a solution that is very easy to use.
Yes,
and this is one.
That's very important. Especially for the new player,
For the new users, yes.
Yeah, and somebody asked the question: where do you actually store the pictures of the NFT?
So it is a project called NFT Storage, and it has been around for a while. They basically upload your image to IPFS and to Filecoin. So they have, I'm not sure if they list it somewhere, but they are using Filecoin and IPFS to make sure it will be around in the future as well.
Do you think a data layer will someday, not now, we know someday that what Michael is doing, we can store that NFT on the data layer of Chia?
Yes, I would love to do that, and I'm working with Michael to enable that. He has some groundworks to lay out, but after that we can upload directly from Mint Garden to data layer, hopefully.
Okay, I think that's wonderful. So how about the fusion and the diffusion? It's Monkey June is doing that thing, I think.
Yes. So this is not a project I am involved in, but I know how it works. So if you are interested, so what the fusion is about, it basically lets you lock some NFTs in order to create a new one. So let's say you want to combine 3 NFTs together to create one new one. It allows you to basically replace some NFTs with another one and make it reversible. So let me give you an example. what is a good example? Let's say you have a game, and in this game you have your NFTs as parts of a car. So you want to build a car, and in order to build a car, you need parts. You need wheels, you need a chassis, you need windows, you need seats, all that. And now you want to represent all that of NFTs. So your parts are NFTs, and the vehicle is also going to be an NFT. But in order to create the car, you have to first collect all the parts and then put them all together.
Okay.
And this is what the fusion allows. It takes a lot of NFTs, combine them together, and you create a new NFT that now represents the car. You cannot move the parts anymore. They are locked as long as the car exists. And if you want to disassemble the car, you can destroy the car NFT and unlock all the parts.
Okay, it's kind of a fragment of the NFT, the idea.
Yeah.
You know, the first NFT auction, I think 3 years ago, he has 1,500 pieces of artworks, then combined one NFT. So something like
this is more like the other way around. Like fractionalizing is you take one and make a lot, and in this case you take multiple and create them together to form something new.
Okay.
And then yeah.
I see. Okay, I understand the concept. Okay.
And I mean, you have a lot of potential there as well. You can, for example, if you have a music track, you have a lot of instruments, and each instrument track is an NFT, and then you merge them together to create the music track. But you could also unravel them again and split them up again in its tracks. And then each person could own a part of a song, for example. Not sure if this is something that will happen, but it's possible.
I think it's more useful in the game, I think.
Yes, in the game it's very useful.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, let's turn to the next subject. I think let's talk about the Passkey you are doing on the test net. So Passkey, basically, I looked at some background. It's a kind of new way to create a Web3 wallet, easier, and don't need the safe phrase. It will store your key in the hardware, your own hardware, like a computer or your phone, something like that, right?
So yes, so this is something that I'm very excited about, because a lot of people struggle with crypto because it is very complicated, and it is not just complicated, but you can lose a lot. So if you lose your seed phrase, either you cannot find it anymore, then you cannot access your wallet anymore, or if somebody steals it, then they can access your wallet. And yeah, so that's why a lot of people that have been to crypto have been using hardware wallets. And so like the usual Ledger or similar like Tangent cards, I think I have one here. The nice one with the Chia from XH store. Those are great because the key is on the device and you cannot get it out. It's impossible. But of course, you can still lose the card and then your wallet is gone. So now, but the other problem is people now have to buy a card in order to have a secure wallet. So this is very hard to do, or it's a big step for somebody who just wants to try it out. The great thing is that passkeys have been introduced to a lot of operating systems or devices recently. So all the big browsers like Chrome, Safari, they all support passkeys, and all the operating systems like iOS, Android, and Windows, they all support passkeys. And what is a passkey? A passkey is basically we can use the YubiKey as an example. So you might have seen those little devices before. It's basically a thing that can that you can use to sign into your Google account or any web account simply by having it, connecting it to your computer, and pressing that little button on the top. So it basically proves that you are in possession of this thing, and it lets you in. So it's an alternative to passwords. It is also often used as a second factor, so you have a password and a key like this. But this is the original passkey, this little thing. So you prove that you own this thing, and then it lets you into a service like a normal like your email account. But now, so what we can do now is this little thing has a private key inside. So similar to a crypto wallet, it is also a key pair, a private key and a public key. The public key is your address. The private key is used to spend your coins. And so similar to this one also has a private key inside, and this one as well. So it's you could say this is the same thing. But this is used in general purpose Web 2 world, and this is the Web 3 version. But in essence, it's the same thing. So what I was now capable of doing, I was able to use this as a crypto wallet. And not just this, but also any phone that runs one of the popular operating systems. They have a private key stored in their, they have like a secure chip in the phone, and they can also store a private key and secure it. And you can use the same key for crypto wallet. And this is what I was demonstrating in my little demonstration page here. You can share this link if you want. It allows anybody to try it out. And depending on where you execute it, it will look for different passkeys that you have available. In this case, I click create a passkey, and it asks me two things. Either I can use Microsoft Edge, so my browser, would be the same with Chrome or Safari, or I can use a phone or a tablet or whatever as a passkey. In this case, in the first try, let's go with the browser. And it says, create a passkey, continue. It wants my fingerprint. And now I've created a wallet. And that's it. So what I did now is I said, give me a new passkey, store the private key securely on my computer in the browser, and now create the Chia wallet using that key, so using the public key. And this is what this address is about. This is using the passkey as a wallet. So what this means is that anybody can now send me testnet Chias to this address, and I can use my passkey to spend it. So let's let me show you. I will use Gobi. Just refresh that and switch to testnet. I will use Gobi to send some XCH to this address. Send to, let me say, send 0.1 testnet Chia, and it will take a minute. But then I own, I will have Chias on this in this wallet, and when you want to spend it, you have to prove that you own the passkey. And this is basically just another, like using your fingerprint or your face on an iPhone to prove that you own it. So let me just wait until this is done. And then you can see that, that it works just like that. And
So
the great
for
thing
the
about, you go ahead.
For the web application, it's the key is actually stored in your computer, or you can use a hardware like a USB key insert into your computer to sign the transaction.
Yeah, so it's a very open standard. So you can use any passkey that supports some basic requirements. So yeah,
Okay.
now it has updated, as you see here. And I'm just gonna send it back to my Gobi wallet. And if I want to do that, I just enter an address and say transfer. And now I'm not sure if you see the pop-up. It asks me, do you want to use your passkey? I say continue. It asks for my fingerprint. I press my fingerprint scanner, and now it has been submitted. So this is basically like you would use your Tangent wallet, where it asks you, do you want to send this? Tap it, and then you're sending it. It's the same on your phone. It asks, do you want to send it? Press your finger on the fingerprint reader, and then it sends it. But only you, who are the owner of the phone, or you who are the owner of the YubiKey, can execute this transaction.
Do you think it will? What's the difference between this Passkey wallet and something like Chia reference wallet or like a Gobi?
So they store the key in just on your local machine. So for example, Gobi, you type, like when you create a new wallet, they create a key and store it in the Gobi wallet itself, which means that if you lose your if your computer dies, or if you uninstall Gobi, or in those cases you will lose the key because it's only stored in Gobi. And if you if somebody hacks into Gobi, the key is in there as accessible. So anybody who hacks Gobi can access your key. However, with those keys, yes, it's still the case that if you lose this one, you will lose access to your wallet. But the passkeys in your phone, like Android, iOS, or other operating systems, they are usually stored in the secure cloud. So they are stored outside, like in iCloud, for example. You can store your passkeys, and they are encrypted in the cloud. They are shared between your devices, and if your iPhone breaks, you can get a new one and just use the same passkey. You're not losing it. It's backed up. And I think this is where the passkey has the biggest potential, because you can have one click to create a wallet. It is impossible for anybody to steal it, and it is secured in the cloud. So if you lose your device, you could just recover it on a different device.
Okay, basically I understand, but it's only good for store and transfer your assets. It's
no, it can do everything that other Chia wallets can do as well. It's just it can do anything that you want. You can do it. You can use it for NFTs. You can use it for cats. You can use it for farming. You can use it for everything you do. You use the other Chia wallet for. You only have to build the user interface. So my plan is to allow everything that Gobi can do. you can do with this too.
Okay, that's but yeah, as you said, you need to some user interface to
Correct.
like you maybe you can accept the offer, you can show NFT, but you need some development on that.
Correct, and this is something that I'm building right now. I'm building a web version of the Badger app. So this very simple app where you can accept NFTs at events, and it uses the same mechanism. You basically just say create wallet and use your passkey, and then you're in. You have an address. You can scan NFTs, and this is like the easiest way to get a Chia wallet. So if you meet somebody in real life and you talk about Chia and they say, I want to try it out, but I don't have a Chia wallet, what is the easiest way to get a Chia wallet? You can say, just go there, press one button and give me your address and I send you some coins or an NFT and you can try it out.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful, and that's what we are expecting, especially this application, Badger. I hope you can develop the mobile phone versions as soon as possible. I mean, scan it. I mean, accept it.
The verification, yes.
Yes,
we need that.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, as we mentioned that Chia, CNI, they will provide something like similar like that, right?
Yes.
It's more, but I think it's more complicated. It's kind of
it does something different. It solves a different problem. So in this case, I want to make it as easy as possible to create a key. But if you have more complex situations, like you have a company, and in your company you have 5 people that can spend money, but you want to have restrictions on who can spend the money on, and how many people have to confirm that you are allowed to spend the money. And to do that, you need a solution for multiple people to work together while still making it easy. And this is what they tried to solve with what they call the iOS Signer app. Is basically you have a web application like a web wallet, and you say, I want to send $10,000 to somebody. And there's a restriction that if you want to send more than $1,000, 2 of your 5 executives have to confirm. And they will have the mobile app on their phone. They will get a pop-up that you are trying to spend $10,000 to this address and some explanation of what you want to do. And they can look at their phone, say confirm, because they know that they have talked to you that you will do this transfer. They press confirm. The app will sign it, will transfer it back to the person that wants to do the spend, and then it is executed. So this is something that is important for big companies to make it as simple as possible, but still be way more powerful. In this case, it's very simple, but you don't have any restrictions. You have only one person who's in charge of everything, and you cannot make it more capable for enterprises.
Yeah, I that's what I think. They are thinking more about the enterprise applications.
And of course, this is something that is very important for companies, because they want to make sure that their funds are safe. And if you look at Badger, it's not so important. If you lose the key, I mean, okay, you lose some NFTs that are not like, it's sad, but it's not like super critical. But with businesses with a lot of money on chain, it's very important that you have a good custody solution.
I looked at some articles about the Passkey. They said there are mainly 3 technical tracks to do that. One is the abstract account abstract, and the second is centralized custody model, and the third one is called the signature transfer. So which one you are prefer? Like they have some examples like a banana SDK, Clave, Turnkey, and Joy ID.
Yeah, that's on Ethereum. What we do here is not possible on other blockchains.
Okay.
So if you say account abstraction, this is how it works on Ethereum and other smart contract blockchains. You need to have a smart contract that acts as your wallet. And you can use the passkey to basically prove you own it and execute things. But the passkey itself cannot be a wallet in Ethereum or any other account model blockchain. On Chia, you can have an account abstraction like we have in Ethereum, and this is basically what Chia network is building with the vault. The vault is very similar to what account abstraction does. It's you have a separate entity on chain, like a contract that manages all the money, and you have multiple ways of proving that you own it. And then you have all the rules of who can spend how much. But for this simple use case, you can have a passkey that is the wallet and not just has access to some account, but it is the wallet, and it itself is the only thing that is able to access it. And so it's a very simple way of doing it. The greatest thing for this is you do not need to do any setup. For account abstraction, you have to deploy the account on chain before you can use it. So any user who wants to use it has to do an on-chain setup first. So you have to pay to get started, which is a big step. But in this case, we can create a wallet without actually doing anything on chain. It gives you the address immediately. You can use it immediately to receive stuff, and you don't have to do anything on chain.
It's you talked about the it's easier on Chia. So do you think that will expand to Bitcoin?
Bitcoin has the big problem that it doesn't support the key, the algorithm that those passkey use. They use a different algorithm than Bitcoin, and they also use a different algorithm than Chia originally used. But Chia has added support for this type of key with the last soft fork. So with the soft fork, Chia enabled the verification of those keys, and this made it possible to create those passkey wallets. Bitcoin doesn't have support to verify those keys, and I mean, you know how slow Bitcoin develops. It's probably not going to happen. But they would have to add support for those keys.
Yeah, I hope they. I think you also read that Bitcoin core developers they are thinking about the Chia disk. Maybe someday.
Yes. But I mean, this is a different discussion, I think, because they think about adding a Lisp-like, a Chia Lisp-like programming language, but it would not bring all the other advantages that Chia has, like the coin set model or like all the other things that we can do. It would still be limited to what Bitcoin can do, even though it's Lisp. But it would be a first step, definitely.
Yeah, that's it's very hard. It's not only decided by some developers. It's decided by
it's
community. Hard to change already.
Very hard.
Yeah. So that's good. So, and some people here, some member asking that, can you show how to programming normally for you personally for debugging Chia Lisp? We saw that you are using XCH event for some track down the puzzles and the coins.
Mm-hmm.
So normally
so
some tools.
Yeah. Let me just. I think I lost my access here. So I'm using ISA's tool a lot. So you all know it. This Chia development toolkit by the
Oh yeah,
Pocket
yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah. ISA design, yeah.
Correct.
It's nice. It's good.
This is the most important tool to debug all of this. And for example, this you can debug spend bundles, and in this case, this is a spend bundle for a passkey, and like this is actually a passkey wallet spending some coins, and you can look at the puzzle and the solution and see how it executes and all that from this development or developer toolkit, and it saved me hours of time. Like if you, and this could be interesting, we can go to the Mint Garden demo and look at one of those offers. Let me see. Copy offer, and if you copy the offer into this, you can see how the thing looks like. So this is how the offer, the one-sided offer looks like. This is the NFT creation. This is the NFT. This is the XCH part that is being requested, and you can look at all the parts of the spend. Like this is how the NFT is layered, and this helps a lot. And yeah, the rest is mostly like in the programming environment itself. So let me see if I can open that for you. Dum, 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 dum. This one. So I'm using PyCharm, which is originally a Python library, and I have added some highlighting for Chia Lisp, but it's very basic. It just highlights a few keywords. But this is the code for the secure the mint, and what helps me a lot is I use tests. So basically a description of what the application should do, and I can execute the test to make sure that the Chia Lisp code does the right thing. So if I run the test, it will, in this case, not work because I've misconfigured it. Let me just fix that like this. And then it will show, like it tests the two cases. One is the mint directly into a wallet, and the other one is where you pay a price to mint, and both of those conditions are tested in here, and it makes sure that everything works. And yeah, this is mostly how I develop the Chia Lisp. And if I change something here, and mess something up, then the test will fail, and it will tell me that.
What's the name of this platform?
This is called PyCharm. So
PyCharm.
PyCharm, like this. But I mean, Visual Studio Code also works very well. PyCharm is a paid development environment, but it's something that I have used in the past a lot. So this is where I'm very comfortable in.
I remember there was a website web compiler for Chia-Lisp before called Chloe or something.
I think
remember?
there have been various tools like that, but if you work on it a little bit more, you want to have you need to write a lot of what we call driver code. So not just the Chia-Lisp itself, but the code around it to create the coins, to spend the coins, and this is often written in Python or in JavaScript. And so you spend most of your time outside of Chia-Lisp and inside Python. And so you want to have a programming environment where you can write Python very well in order to then create Chia-Lisp. This is my opinion, and other people.
Bram said he is working on some compiling tool, but that's for a long time. But did you ever have the chance to try or test? I don't know because I'm not a developer.
I mean, the stuff that Bram has been working on is already public, and you can use it. I've been using it for the Passkey stuff. Let me see if I have an example there. Passkey. Yeah, it's here. So the Passkey has uses different Chia-Lisp to basically use the Passkey as a wallet. And I have not come up with all of this. I had help from the Chia team, especially with this part. But this, if you look at the top, it uses the new Chia-Lisp, in this case from 23. So it's already an updated version compared to the normal initial Chia-Lisp. And it allows you to use things that haven't been there before. You can use assign and things that haven't been there before, but now they are possible. And it makes writing Chia-Lisp way easier, definitely.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely we need for more developers come inside Chia ecosystem. Yeah.
Correct. And I think Chia network will work a lot on this going forward. Actually, they have been doing a lot in the Chia Academy. I'm not sure if this is something that you have shared.
That's another.
This is really great to get into Chia and into development of Chia. There's intro to Chia-Lisp, and there's a lot of videos and like a little tests where you have questions. So this is something where developers can start learning about Chia and Chia-Lisp and build their own applications with.
Okay. Yeah, there's one question in our Q&A channel. If there is one line of Chia-Lisp has something wrong, how can I find that line? Because it's always the whole puzzle arrow showing.
Yes, this is a big problem, and there are different ways of doing it. So let me show you my programming environment again. So for example, this was a very complex thing to test because it does a lot of computation and you're not sure what it does, and it then calls another thing. So what you can do, let's say you want to test that this function does the right thing, but the only place where it is used is somewhere in the middle of something. But what you can do is, instead of doing all that, you can just do the simple thing that you want to test, like this, and only let it execute this one. So in this case, it will not execute all the complicated stuff, but only the part that you're interested in. So if you think my problem is probably in here, then you can replace everything with just this call and see if this works. And if you realize, this is not where the error was, then you can go and, for example, this could be the error. So you use this and let it compute this. And if you now do this, you can narrow down where the problem is. Also, what helps me a lot. Let me see if I can show you that. So in this case, this is where the puzzle is being executed. So puzzle.run, and it will return the values here. So what's very helpful is there's a disassemble command, at least in Python, and it will pretty print the thing that has been output. And this is also something that the mix XCH developer tools can also do. So if I let me just run this test. I'm not sure if it works out of the box, but like, yeah, it's this line. So this is basically the result of my puzzle. At the moment, it outputs a lot of different things. But if I'm testing and I want to test, okay, is this the part that works correctly? I can replace all of this with just this call and run it again. And now it should fail because it doesn't do the right thing anymore. But, oh no, actually, I cannot do it all because I need this part as well. This, run it again. I was missing a variable here. So now it has disassembled the result again, but now it only returns this value because this is what this function here returns. So this is the only result of my code. And now I can check, is this the result that I'm expecting? And in this case, it's the same as here. So yes, this is exactly what I'm expecting. And then I can add back code to see if it now works together.
I understand. There is some small technical to find out. Yeah. All right, that's good. What's next? Okay, so okay, I have the final question. Okay, but it depends on you. I know you have some you can charge some fee when people mint the NFT, but can you survive on that? I mean, Mint Garden or your new development, you did so much things already, or you need more investment outside.
So right now I can survive on it, yes. But I'm not just earning money through minting. Minting is a small part. It's important, but it's not all of it. But I have different services that I offer as well, with the XCH Pay service or the auctions on the homepage. Then the NFT drops, where people launch new collections on Mint Garden and pay a fee for that. And I'm also doing development for other projects where they pay me to build applications for them. And this is also something that that Mint Garden does. And all that together works out fine at the moment.
Yeah, I think
Could
that's
always be better, of course, but yeah, I think
I think that's a important experience for other people, other developer when they come into Chia. First thing they will think about how can survival and insist till they earn the money. So that's very important experience.
correct.
You have to see your own solution. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this is something that other blockchains, other ecosystems make it easier because they give out a lot more money, and
Yes.
this is definitely something that is a problem for the Chia ecosystem, because we don't have that, at least not anymore with the Chia grants. But it also means that you have to think about like a business model and sustainable business models on the blockchain, and not so much, okay, what can I build to get money, and then it is not a sustainable business afterwards. So you run out of money and then it's over.
Yes.
So I think we need a combination of both. You need some kind of funding, but having to think for yourself what is a good business is very important.
Okay. I think that's all for today. And today is a very nice demonstration, Andrew. Thank you very much. And
thank you. Thank you for having me.
We talked a lot more than before any AMA. I think we touched some nice part of Chia ecosystem. Yes. Thank you very much, Andrew. And we will keep communication, and I still need your help to do the either the NFT and the scan of the verification of the NFT. Yes.
Yes, we do all that. Excited.
We will keep doing. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Cool.
然后也谢谢大家啊，谢谢大家。今天的 AMA 咱们就到此结束了啊，今天也1个小时了，也耽误了还挺长时间的啊。好，谢谢大家。Okay, we will see you next time. Have a good day. Bye bye.
Have a good day. Good night. Goodbye.
Bye. How to stop it? Stop the recording. Where is it? Okay.